My name is Simon Scrace, Product Manager, Technical Boards and Systems for Lafarge Plasterboard, and I will be hosting this session along with my colleague Dr. Ali Aristey, our Business Unit Technical Manager. Firstly, let me introduce you to myself and Dr. Ali Aristey. I have been employed by Lafarge Plasterboard for 13 years and have over 12 years experience specifying dry lining systems for the construction industry. Ali, would you now like to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Simon. Good afternoon. My name is Ali Aristey. I'm the UK Business Technical Manager and a structural engineer by profession. I have worked in the construction industry for the best part of 28 years, and I look forward to answering your questions.
Thank you, Ali. This web seminar has been created to give you an insight into how our latest innovation in plasterboard, GTEC LaDura, can save time and money on your construction project. Lafarge Plasterboard was established in the UK in 1987 and has been a key supplier to the construction industry with high quality, innovative plasterboard and dry lining solutions. Innovation is at the heart of our business, and we are continuously striving to develop products and systems that improve the way in which buildings are constructed. We are proud to introduce you to GTEC LaDura and hope you find the presentation interesting. The presentation will last no longer than 15 minutes, and we will have an opportunity at the end for a question and answer session. I will now explain some simple etiquette for the web seminar. During the actual presentation, there will not be any opportunity for you to verbally communicate. If you'd like to ask a question, then please type your question into the question box and submit it. We will collate all the questions and answer them at the end. Please ensure that the toolbar at the top of your screen is set at maximum. Thank you again, and let's begin.
Welcome to the GTEC LaDura web seminar. Thank you for sparing the time to find out more about our revolutionary new plasterboard. GTEC LaDura is the latest innovation from Lafarge Plasterboard, and one we're very proud to introduce to you. We're constantly striving to develop products that are easier to use and install, while ensuring they're sustainable too. GTEC LaDura was developed to address the need in the market for a tougher, more durable and sustainable plasterboard for areas that need to withstand high impact and abnormally rough use. GTEC LaDura is unlike any other product on the market, being the first gypsum plasterboard to provide such outstanding strength. It has a high-density gypsum core with an 8% mass of responsibly sourced hardwood particles, all finished in a paper liner. So if you're looking for a board that can take high impact, protect against fire and sound, and give you unbeatable strength, this is the plasterboard to choose. GTEC LaDura comes in two thicknesses, 12.5mm and 15mm. There's a choice of lengths as well, 2.4 meters or 3 meters. Thanks to its unique construction, GTEC LaDura is perfect for partition and lining systems. Its strengths make it ideal as a patress to anchor even the heaviest high-level wall cupboards. Because it's so hard-wearing, it's ideal for busy places that are in constant use, such as hospitals, schools, leisure centres and shops. This is one product you can specify and fit with complete confidence. So what makes GTEC LaDura so different from other traditional materials such as gypsum fibre boards? Well, firstly, let's take a look at how easy it is to handle. GTEC LaDura is so much lighter than many other boards. A 12.5mm board, for instance, weighs just 12.8 kilograms per meter square. Compared with gypsum fibre boards, GTEC LaDura is actually 15% lighter, so it's easy to lift and move on site. Cutting couldn't be simpler too. It only takes a simple score and snap with a knife. Gypsum fibre boards need to be cut with a saw, which means lots of dust and noise, as well as endless health and safety risks. GTEC LaDura gets rid of all the hassle to make things easy. GTEC LaDura is also so much more convenient when it comes to fixing to metal framing. Gypsum fiberboards normally have to be fixed to thicker framing systems of at least 0.6 gauge, but not GTEC LaDura. That's good news for your wallet, of course, as steel isn't cheap. The finishing of a system is just as important. Materials like gypsum fiberboards have a rough surface and so require treatment before finishing. But GTEC LaDura is paper-lined, which makes finishing a really straightforward job. When it comes to performance, GTEC LaDura is in a class of its own. Its high-density core makes it incredibly resilient. In fact, it meets and exceeds the standards of BS 5234 for severe duty. Its strength and durability mean it can give up to 120 minutes of fire resistance and up to 65 dB of sound resistance. There really isn't any other plasterboard like this out there. You don't need to worry about moisture or damp either. To get technical for a moment, GTEC LaDura is classed as H1 for water absorption, which means it has an absorption of less than 5%. If you're familiar with the classifications, you'll know just how impressive that is. To fit a board to our standard 0.52mm gauge framing, you can use the GTEC LaDura self-tapping screws. They come in lengths of 25mm, 35mm and 45mm. And if you're fixing LaDura to heavy gauge metal framing, you can use the GTEC self-drilling screws in any thickness from 0.7mm to around 2mm. Again, there's a choice of lengths, with 32mm, 44mm and 67mm available. Finally, if you're using LaDura as a patress, you can use a GTEC shallow wall channel, which comes in 2400mm lengths. Simply cut them to the length you need, then fix them to metal framing with GTEC panhead screws. Now let's move on to the whole reason for the development of GTEC LaDura in the first place: strength. GTEC LaDura can give a maximum pull-out resistance of up to 470 kilograms from a single fixing. That's in a completely different league from other plasterboards, making GTEC LaDura a substitute for plywood or OSB. Let's just put that into perspective. If you use a single satelless fixing with 2 layers of 15mm GTEC LaDura, it can withstand the load of 157 kilograms, with a safety factor of 3. That's the weight of 2 average-sized adults. Racking resistance to timber frame structures is also very impressive. GTEC LaDura provides a Category 1 in accordance with BS 5268, which is the highest resistance category available for such applications. Now we've covered all the benefits of GTEC LaDura, let's take a look at how easy it is to install. If you're putting up a single-layer metal stud partition system, you'll need a GTEC metal framing system with centers set at a maximum of 600mm. Screw the board to the frame with GTEC LaDura self-tapping screws or GTEC self-drilling screws. For joints, choose from any of the GTEC jointing compounds for a 2-coat or 3-coat finish. Then seal the perimeters and base to make sure you get the best acoustic and fireproof performance possible. Just use the GTEC intumescent and acoustic sealant. Finally, seal the surface with a layer of GTEC universal sealer. You can then paint finish it, or, if you're going to give it a skim plaster finish, simply treat the board with a PVA bonding agent. Once it's installed, you can relax, knowing it's a job well done. If you're using the Lafarge system, you'll know you're using the very highest quality parts, and that everything is supported with the Lafarge lifetime system warranty. If you're using a GTEC LaDura patress, there are 2 ways to install it. Firstly, you can use adhesive. Cut the patress to shape. Then daub on GTEC wall lining adhesive and press it firmly against the back face of the installed board. You can then use a couple of drywall screws to hold it in place until the adhesive sets. Or alternatively, you can use screws. Cut the GTEC shallow wall channel to the size you need, then fix it to the GTEC studs with GTEC panhead screws. You can then cut your patress and fix it to the shallow wall channels with GTEC LaDura self-tapping screws. This easy installation has already made GTEC LaDura a big success in projects up and down the UK. The board was only launched in June 2011. but since then it's been used in a wide range of commercial projects, saving time and money on every build. Nottingham University is just one example. Universities are very busy places and need the toughest possible lining and partitioning systems. The team at Nottingham University also wanted excellent soundproofing and were looking for a board that could support heavy items like cupboards. The original specification had 8 different parts, but by choosing GTEC LaDura, the team brought this down to a much more manageable 4. The project was a real success. As the team at Nottingham University said, GTEC LaDura gave us a real commercial edge on this project. A primary motivation for choosing it was its excellent duty rating, which meant we used fewer boards, often only half as many as usual. This saved a significant amount of installation time on the project and reduced our costs. Here's another example of just how strong GTEC LaDura can be on site. In the original spec for new build apartments in Caspian Wharf, East London, standard plasterboard units were to be reinforced with a sheet of plywood. But a series of on-site pull-out tests showed that GTEC LaDura was strong enough to meet all the requirements on its own. The board was then fitted in all 350 apartments, saving an impressive amount of time and money. And here's one final example. When Facilitas were looking to revamp Oxford City Football Club's facilities, GTEC LaDura was the obvious choice. From the reception through to the changing rooms and even the showers, the board features just about everywhere. Let's give the last word to the project manager, who said, "It was the perfect alternative to painted blockwork because it was strong and durable enough to meet our technical needs and gave us a high-quality finish."
So in summary, GTEC LaDura is the strongest plasterboard in the market, and it has a great impact resistance, pull-out and shear performance. It is a moisture-resistant board which offers great design flexibility. It is easy to cut, fix, handle, which provides greater time and cost savings for your project. It offers a superior finish, it is fully recyclable, and it has won an AIS award for the Product Innovation 2011.